one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vecchio,
Here.
Councilman McCarthy,
Here.
Councilman Warehime,
Here.
Councilman Creighton,
Here.
Councilman Malloy.
Here.
Sitting as a Board of Water Commissioners, Town Board to approve, the Water Commissioners to approve the following: a transfer from water flow improvements to maintenance and repairs in the amount of $20,000.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Increasing the account in the amount of $7,845 in insurance recoveries, and increase the maintenance repair line by the same amount.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, transfer $4,132.72 from the Hamlet Woods in St. James to a revenue code for trust and agency in the same amount.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Anyone wish to be heard on water district matters? I will close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Under public hearings, the town board to consider the proposed local law number 4 of 2012, amending local law number 6 of 2007, chapter 322 of the Code of Town, Smithtown, entitled Signs.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
I'm sorry, public hearing.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Board. My name is John Zolo, Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. Tonight's public hearing is to consider proposed local law 4-2012, amending local law, chapter 322 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown concerning zoning as it applies to signs. And the board has had an opportunity to look at the zoning code amendment. What this is hoped to do is limit the number of applications that should go to the Board of Zoning Appeals for signing variances by making the width, the depth of the sign more consistent with the current needs of electricity to light the signs. So instead of what had been in the past, we're making it 24 inches wide or deep to allow for all the electrical to go into the box. 32 square feet is still the sign requirement, but the way the code was written, if it was bigger than 18 inches, if it had been bigger than the 18 inches, it would have had to be considered two separate signs. So this allows them to put the electric in the box,
No.
and again limits hopefully the number of applications that have to go to the Board of Zoning Appeals for this type of sign. If anyone has any questions on that, otherwise I will end the hearing.
Anyone wish to be heard on this matter? I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Okay, these are all done. We have another public hearing, the town board to consider proposed local law number 5 of 2012, amending the local law number 1 of 1989, chapter 30, entitled Code of Ethics. Code of Ethics.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Board, John Zolo, Town Attorney. This is a proposed amendment for the board to consider regarding Chapter 30 of the Code of Ethics. Just a brief history of this, if I might, for the board's information. April 25, 1989, the Smithtown Board adopted the Code of Ethics. March 26 of 2007, the New York State approved the amendments to the Public Officers Law, which prohibited the hiring of relatives. That would be New York Public Officers Law, Section 7314. And then in March of 2010, the Office of the State Comptroller provided recommendations for amending the Smithtown Code of Ethics, which included addressing the hiring and supervising of relatives. October 4, 2010, this board adopted the Town Board's corrective action plan to address the concerns that were and recommendations of March of 2010. So what you have before you now is a recommendation that is consistent with the prior adoption of the board of October 5, 2010, and the language, as you have in front of you, defines what a relative is, and then regarding conflicts of interest, section 30-4C is added. The language is no elected official, officer, or employee of the town shall participate in any decision to hire, promote, discipline, or discharge a relative or family member for or in any position in the town government. So this proposal is consistent with what you adopted back in 2010. And if anyone has any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. Yes.
Anybody in the audience have a question? I'll move to close the hearing.
Mr. Zolo, does that include seasonal employment? Would that be considered the position we're talking about?
The answer would be, I would say yes. It talks about hiring. It doesn't talk about seasonal or full-time. So the answer is if someone's being hired, it would apply.
Thank you.
Okay? Any other questions?
No, we'll move on. I close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Supervisor appoints Louis Necroto as a budget officer at a stipend of $6,000. There's no vote on that. Correspondence, second reading for the annual Comac Coalition Parade Run Walk. Second reading for the Smithtown High School West Homecoming Parade. We have a building department report on file in town clerk's office. First reading for a parade walk for Smithtown High School East. And the first reading for the Air Mid Theater Group Annual Carnival. Anybody wish to be heard for or against the granting of those permits? Advertised for public hearing. Town Board to authorize the clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the Town Board meeting room on the 17th day of July to consider the application of Crown Castle NG East regarding the granting of a license agreement for the purpose of installing telecommunications equipment within the town right-of-way.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman
Where's the
Warehime,
smoke?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Okay. Also, the town board to authorize the clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held on the 17th day of July at 2 p.m. in the town board room, an amendment to 322 of the code entitled zoning.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board to authorize the clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held in the Victor List boardroom in Town Hall to consider an amendment to Chapter 101 of the Code of the Town entitled Department of Parks, Buildings, and Grounds as it relates to smoking.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board to authorize the clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned at Town Hall on the dates indicated. Birch Road improvements on July 9th.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board to award the following bids. Bid for compressed natural gas powered pickup truck to Van Bodel Ford, and a bid for inspection, maintenance, and repair of aerial apparatus to P&G Fleet Services.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board to award the following request for proposals. Award of a request for proposal number 12 of 27. Well, that's number 12027 for concession sales at the town facilities contract to Lovely Linda's Ice Cream, and authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement on a form approved by the town attorney.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Warehime,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board, after due study and deliberation, to issue a secret negative declaration on the following matters. Application for site plan approval by IVCI for IVCI. Special exception petition 2012-03 for Joe Pal Realty. And the town board's own motion 2012-A to amend condition number 5 of the approval of change of zone petition for PJ Venture, and to amend the covenants and restrictions regarding the change of zone petition.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town Board to approve the following designation of the following asset management policies for the town of Smithtown. Instead of the following, we should say attached here too. Town attorney to retain the services of John S. Guest Realty Appraisal. The assessor's office to lease a copy from Toshiba Business Solutions and authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement. The town clerk to issue a parade walk permit for Smithtown High School West. Why don't we read these all at once, Mr. Clerk? On October 6, 2012, town clerk to issue a parade walk to the Comac Coalition for Caring Red Ribbon Week. We'll read that as one. You want to take the vote on that?
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town Board to authorize the Highway Department to purchase an F-250 pickup truck with plow for Van Bodel Ford. Sole source parcel management service contract with General Code LLC, and authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement. Purchase of a Municity parcel management software from Dell LP Marketing. Adoption of a new zoning map for the public hearing held on May 1st, 2012. J, the zoning petition by Joe Powell Realty to modify a special exception. And K, zoning petition 2012-A of the Town Board's own motion to consider an amendment to conditions and covenants related to a previously approved change of zone.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to issue a written consistency determination that application 2012-05 is consistent with the LWRP as stated in a memorandum from the Town Planning Director. Town Board also to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 that application 2012-04 is consistent with the LWRP.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Town Board to authorize the controller to execute the following. A, an increase in an HO account in the amount of $61,750. Transfer from contingency amount of $9,684. Transfer from account 1990-092 called accruals in the amount of $834.13. Increase the account to 2710 of the general fund in the amount of $15,000. Increase account supplies and mileage in the amount of $500. Increase the account HO5 Downtown Revival Aid, CP12 Wisconsin, in the amount of $50,000. Transfer from account B3620 computer equipment in the amount of $6,594 and transfer to the appropriate account. Increase the account HO6 in the amount of $6,594 as per the agenda item. Transfer from account HO6 contingency in the amount of $143,406 and transfer to the proper capital account as per the agenda item. Transfer from account for mileage in the amount of $175 and transfer from contingency account in the amount of $523.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. New York State Liquor Authority special event permit application by Foxy's Ice Cream and Snacks regarding the Long Beach concession.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, thank you. Town Board to approve settlement of following matters. Ann Cordes and John Cordes against the town, and William Murphy in the amount of $5,000.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to authorize the acceptance of the following. An escrow account in the amount of $7,500 posted for Progressive, 4 Mile Road Northeast, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Bank check, People's United Bank for defaulted performance bond in the amount of $59,280 from Sylvester Construction for Birch Road North.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
yes,
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town Board to authorize the release of the following. A certified check in the amount of $625 posted in lieu of growth and life bond for the subdivision known as Hind Plat number 794.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
yes,
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town Board to approve the following personnel matters. Reassignment of Mary Ann Caraturo, the full-time appointment of Catherine Babnick, seasonal appointments as per the attached lists, promotion of Adrian Kayat, and the increases paid to $44,044 per hour, seasonal appointments per the attached list, seasonal appointments for the Parks Department, seasonal appointments, reappointments for the attached list to various positions in the Parks Department, salary correction for Diana Morgan, seasonal appointments for the attached list in the Recreation Department, seasonal appointment for Stephen Court to the position of Program Aide, and the promotion of Joanne Della Speranza to the position of Principal Clerk in the Highway Department, and salary increase for exempt employees as per the attached list.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
yes,
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Abstain on
Sup-
B, yes on the rest.
Councilman McCarthy. Supervisor Vecchio.
No on A and B. Anyone wish to be heard? I don't think so. There are no applications filed here. One? Mark Seratoff.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Saratoff. I'm a resident of the Candy section, Smithtown Candy, and even though I'm speaking for myself tonight, I'm familiar, my views are collateral with the Town Line Association, which covers 11,000 families in Fort Salonga, East Northport, Kings Park, Comac. The Kings Park Civic Association, which covers 1,400 families, and the Comac Residents Association, which covers 1,100 families. Power plant has been proposed for the Carlson property and north of Old Northport Road between Town Line Road and the Sacticos Parkway. I have very serious concerns about this proposed power plant for many reasons, and these are the same reasons that the Pennsylvania Power and Light proposed power plant was opposed 10 years ago, just about in the same area. Number one, within 5 miles there are over 100 schools, senior residences, the VA hospital, St. Catherine's, nursing homes, thousands and thousands of residents. They'll be severely impacted by the pollution coming out of this plant. Even though it's state-of-the-art, the area is heavily burdened. We have the Huntington incinerator right across the street, 50, 100 feet away from the power plant, and on the other side of the Sacticos is the Farina asphalt plant. That's pumping out pollution. So there's a lot of pollution already in the area, and even though this might be state-of-the-art, it's adding to the pollution burden. There's a high incidence of cancer, bronchitis, emphysema in this area. I have a map of this that I'd be happy to give to the board to look at. Some of the pollutants that come out of the Huntington incinerator, and this is the DEC readout: nickel, lead, arsenic, antimony, cadmium, zinc, particulate matter. All these things cause cancer. There's no doubt about it. I'll give you this handout from the Huntington incinerator documenting the pollution already existing. Another problem with this power plant, in order to fulfill the LIPA RFP, it must have at least 500,000 gallons of backup number 2 fuel oil as storage for an uninterruptible power source. Even though it will be piped into the Iroquois pipeline, it must have backup fuel supply. A similar plant in Yaphank, the Caithness plant, stores 650,000 gallons of fuel oil. Now, this is over a very special aquifer recharge zone. It's designated by the Suffolk County Health Services as an Article 7 Deep Recharge Aquifer Protection Zone. I inquired to the Suffolk County Health Department May 24th, and they confirm this is over a deep recharge zone. Normally, under Suffolk County Article 7, bulk storage of this hazardous material over our sole source aquifer is not allowed. However, it will be allowed because over 400,000 gallons of storage, the state navigation law supersedes Suffolk County Article 7. So our water supply will be endangered. Giving me the hook?
I know of no application for a power plant.
Oh,
Mr. DeRubies, is there an application for a power plant in your office?
here is the application for the Smithtown Power Plant. It's called the Smithtown Energy Center.
Is that an application to the town?
Not an application, it's a proposal to the town.
Well, I know of no proposal.
Oh, here it is, and I will, happy to give it to the town board to look at. The Smithtown Energy Center.
Can you speak to that, what that paper is?
The application is before LIPA. There were 18 conceptual proposals that were submitted. I don't know the status of all of them. I know they've been whittling them down slowly.
Each one is a different proposal?
Each one is different, yeah. There were 3 that were in Smithtown. And what the status of them at this point, we do not know.
Smithtown News, with Dave Ambro reporting, did an in-depth March 7th story about it, and it said that this Smithtown proposal, Smithtown Energy Center on the Carlson property, has made the final cut. So it's a serious contender
The final cut with whom?
with LIPA.
With LIPA?
Yes.
Okay,
So I'm done, and I'm happy to give you these materials.
fine. Thank you. No one else? I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.